Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 442 podcast. I'm Uzair, and as always, I am joined by a very excited Tommy Sandy.
Hello, hello.
And a positively thrilled Tony O.
Morning, boys. As ever, I'm excited to do this.
Yeah, why would we be so excited and thrilled?
Look, gentlemen, we're just gonna... I don't care how your weekend's been this time. Just this time. Because, look, Ole's at the wheel. Tell me how good does it feel? Paul Pogba's got himself a red. This team makes me wish I were dead. The greatest of English football.
He's lost his mind.
We've won fuck all. Hit me with it, boys. Just fucking get it over with. I just... One way or another, just get it done.
Tony, I didn't expect that.
I am actually lost for words. Unbelievable.
Uzair has figured out how to stop us from ripping into United. We just confused the heck out of us with his behavior.
I just want to die. This football team makes me want to die.
Okay.
Death is a release from whatever Man United were doing this weekend.
So,
what were they doing this weekend?
Yeah.
They weren't playing football. I'll tell you that much.
That's for sure. Yeah, Tony, because we're gonna go to you because you've been loving it this week. all the chats you've been sending, the texts you've been sending us in the chats, ripping into United, making Uzair's weekend even worse.
Football Twitter was wonderful on Sunday after the game. It's just amazing. Like, every time I scrolled past something, it was like a golden nugget. At the end of the game, the Liverpool fans were the ones singing "Ole's at the wheel." That was the beautiful part. Like, yeah. I don't know. I gotta admit, I really enjoyed this game. It's a wonderful game of football. A really good football team. And
Tony O, I hope you fucking suffer.
Oh man.
It's funny because at the start of the season, we had myself and Uzair just ripping into Tony and Arsenal, and Tony coming to this pause like, I don't want to do this. And now it's all on United, and Tony here is on the other side just absolutely loving it, and I'm here in the middle again, and I'm just thinking, I hope my time isn't next.
Yeah.
But for now,
we can only hope.
You can only hope. But for now, United, Liverpool, 5-0.
No,
we did not.
On a serious note, talk to me.
No, I refuse to have a fucking serious note about this game. This game doesn't deserve me having a fucking serious note. You know what I was doing at the same time as the United Liverpool game? There was a Pakistan-India World Cup game going on, and I got to see a team that were underdogs, that were playing a team that was better than them, but they had a plan. They stuck to the plan. They executed. They believed in themselves. They, did the basics of their sport right. And you know what Pakistan did? They won their first ever World Cup game against India. 13th try. We've lost them every single time. And at the same time, I couldn't even fucking enjoy that. Because I was also watching Man United lay the biggest turd you've ever seen on a football field. And they took that away from me. They took Pakistan's first ever World Cup win against India away from me. And I can't forgive that.
Well, Tony.
Wait.
We should let's talk about this game.
No, let's not. Just talk about something else. Anything else.
Well,
I know I said I didn't care, but how have your weekends been?
Should we talk about how your Chicago Bears did?
Oh, yeah, no, I fucking forgot about that briefly. You know what I had to do after this fucking game? I had to go and watch the Chicago Bears lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 38-3. They got their teeth kicked in. And guess who owns the Tampa Bay fucking Buccaneers? It's the Glazers. Same owners as Man United. Wow, what a weekend of sport I had.
How did
Sunday
you
was
end
fun.
How did you end up supporting the Glazers football team as well? Like,
No. The Bears got beaten by the Glazers NFL team.
okay. See, ladies and gentlemen, I don't watch any other type of football, so I'm clueless when it comes to most American sports.
There's a reason I hate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they are the shriveled old fuckers that own them.
Look, okay, I don't want to use the word serious, so talking footballistically, what was like? There's so many things that are wrong with this game, right? Like the setup right now that Ole's got with this team. I don't know whether it's to not so much accommodate, but almost just try and appease Ronaldo. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like
Ronaldo should not be starting this game. Like, why are you starting a 36-year-old that can't lead a press? Like, lethal finisher, sure. Like, clutch, yes. But that's not what you need. That's not what we needed. I wanted Cavani to start this game.
Okay. I completely disagree with that. I don't think you say Ronaldo should not start this game. But I don't think Ronaldo...
I don't give a shit what you say, Tony. I think Ronaldo should not have started this game.
I don't think Ronaldo should... I have the same feelings towards Ronaldo that I have towards Aubameyang in that I don't think he's the type of player that leads the line. He's just not a focal point of the attack. I agree with you that Cavani should be starting, but I personally think Ronaldo should be playing on the left and Bruno should be playing on the right, with Pogba in there in midfield alongside Matic and McTominay or Fred if you want to do that. Just to give them some kind of structure, because
no. See, Tony, that would involve trying something different. And why try something different when you can do the same thing and as a result concede the exact same goal again and again? You have Mohamed Salah, the best player in the Premier League, on one side, and behind him you have Trent Alexander-Arnold. Why are we leaving all the space down that side? Like, I was having this conversation with Ahmed, a buddy of ours who supports Liverpool, and it's just like, okay, that is their best side. Like, I know they have phenomenal players in other positions. You got your Jotas, your Firminos, your Manes, but don't let Salah and Trent beat you. Make them beat you with the other guys. At least fucking try to make them beat you with the other guys, instead of giving them the entire freedom of that side. Shaw and Maguire were just... Lord knows where they were playing. Like, their positioning was all over the place. Like, every single goal, you could see them getting sucked completely out of position and open up just miles of space down that side.
What was it, the second goal where Maguire and Shaw literally just ran into each other and couldn't decide who was going to get rid of the ball?
I think it was a third goal, wasn't it?
Honestly, they've all blended together. You know what? I respect them for conceding 2 goals very quickly, so I could focus a little bit more on the cricket to take my mind off things.
Yeah, to make matters, like, United seem to have started trying this pressing strategy. Gary Nevilles highlighted that it started in the second half against Leicester, and they just have no idea how to press.
There's no structure when we press.
Mason Greenwood, he goes to close down. I can't remember who it is now. It might be Van Dijk. And it's one of those things that a striker who is not serious about his defending, they over sprint to take themselves out of the equation. And it almost looks like they're doing their job, but they're not, because the moment you do that and you're beaten, then the next player is beaten. And then the next player and the next player. It just starts this whole cycle of players being out of position, and it ended up with Salah having so much time to set up Naby Keita. I don't know. I don't think this is... I mean, we're talking about Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire. I think it's just... It has to lie with Ole at this point.
Oh, no. Of course. It's 100% down to the system or lack thereof that Solskjaer is playing at this point. And, because, look, individually, these are good players. They're just very, very poorly coached.
Yeah, Ronaldo's getting a lot of stick of late, as you'd expect, because, you know, he's the franchise player. He was supposed to come in and make this team title contenders, but he has the team has no chance with this setup. Just doesn't. Like, Cavani should be one of the first names on the team sheet. I think like every game, he's the only center forward you have.
Yeah,
That's it. He's the only center forward you have, and I don't know. I think when you have a player of Ronaldo's quality, you accommodate him, but you don't hide. You don't handcuff your attack just to get him in the team. I mean, Pogba bringing him on in the second half. What was he supposed to do? Like
get a red.
He just jacketed it.
At least he tried to win the ball back. I mean, look.
Red challenge though.
Yeah, it was
zero complaints about that, and like in fact, like United could have had a red sooner. Like Ronaldo was lucky to get away with one.
Oh that should have been a red. Yeah,
he was just trying to get off the pitch early. He knew how bad it was. He just wanted to get out of there. Now done with this. Yeah. But we guys are talking about how bad United is, which we'll probably get back to. But
why do we have to get back to? I suffered
Liverpool. They didn't.
No, like
they
from the second minute of the game, I've been catching shit from all of you people. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay, we'll talk about how good Liverpool. They didn't even start Mane. Fabinho didn't play. And
oh my god, they beat us without Fabinho.
Yeah, this team was just passing the ball around so well. Henderson. Do we give this guy enough love?
Henderson
his
was
pass for Salah in the second half on his hat trick. That was an unreal outside the boot pass, takes out both Shaw and I think it was Maguire on that pass. It was just beautiful. So Henderson and Keita were just blocking everything going forward for United. They're just cutting off all these passes. Great midfield. But yeah, Liverpool just... Honestly, for me, wow, what the number one title contender after seeing a performance like this, even after seeing City and Chelsea play, like this team is going to be tough to beat.
We're not on Chelsea yet. We're not on Chelsea yet.
Don't get their turn, Tommy.
But just going back to United, I'm looking at the stats here for United.
You just said that we were moving on to talk about Liverpool. What the fuck?
Just one more point. Tackles this season 20th in tackles. Errors leading to shots on goal 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Clean sheets 18th, so they're a bit better. And goals conceded
slightly 15, better than Norwich. Let's
15 goals conceded, which puts them ranked 16th in the league. That is atrocious defensive stats for a title contending team.
No, they're not title contenders anymore.
We are not title contending. We were title contending for approximately one game this season.
Yeah.
Ole will get sacked in 2 weeks.
It's a good run.
And it's going to really suck because it's going to be against Man City. That's where he's going to get the trouble.
I'm going to have to endure this too.
I wonder if Klopp at halftime is like, "Hey guys, we don't want to get Ole sacked, so take it easy second half."
It really looked like
they
that.
took their foot off the gas much.
The only person who was trying to score in that second half was Mane. He was the only after Salah scored his hat trick goal, he became number 6. He dropped deep and started passing the ball with Henderson. I can't even really.
It's terrifying what they could have done to us if they'd actually tried against our 10 men.
Yeah. I just couldn't.
City won't stop if that City game.
Won't. Nope.
They won't.
Yeah, it's one of those performances that I can't even pile on United. It's just like, the end is near. It's just one of those. It's one of those performances that, even listening to Ole afterwards, he looks a broken man. Like he has no idea how to get himself out of this. And
hey, there's a couple good
perfect
managers
way
available
for him to get himself out of this, and it's called a fucking resignation letter.
Yeah. I'm just saying, there's a couple good managers out there that are looking for a job.
Yeah.
Oh boy, time for United legend Steve Bruce to step up.
Yeah, why not? Why not? From one company man to another. Yeah.
Yes, sir. What the Glazers do love a company man.
Yeah.
You know what? We've beat down on United enough, I think, from the low, maybe to
why
the high.
Why do I have a bad feeling that the beatings will continue throughout this podcast?
Well, it's because we get to talk about Arsenal's run of form and winning again 3-1 over Aston Villa on Friday night. Tony, He must be over the moon this weekend.
I wouldn't call Arsenal's form like run of form. They were pretty.
Did they draw their last 2 games?
Yeah, they were pretty poor against Crystal Palace.
Yeah, but undefeated though after starting the season 0-3. That's pretty good run.
The good thing from that Crystal Palace game was it seemed to remind Arteta that Lacazette is at the club, because he came on and he was fantastic. He salvaged that game for us. Yeah, and he was really good again for us on against Aston Villa. He didn't score. Very clever play to win the penalty. Experienced center forward play. But that's just what I mean about having a focal point. Someone who kind of gives you a pillar to build around in the attack. And then Aubameyang can do his thing where he's fleeting around. But the highlight of this game for me was just good old 4-4-2. It's good to see that it can still work in the modern game. And yeah, I really liked this team. It's probably the best team, my favorite team.
Wait, hold on. I don't think I've ever heard Tony say that about Arsenal in 3 years.
It's the first time I've looked at a team and said, you know what, yeah, this is balanced. Like, we had Smith Rowe and Saka on either side, and they're constantly tucking in to make it a midfield 3 when needed, or a midfield 4, almost like a square. We had Partey and Lokonga, Lokonga was really good in this game. And Smith Rowe, I mean, yeah, he's been really good this season. He's probably been our best player, our most consistent player. And yeah, in that first half, I think we had maybe 14 shots. Or no, I think we had 8 shots or something. And Aston Villa had 0. Yeah, we were completely dominant in that first half. And yeah, it's good to see us play that way. The challenge now really is to do that more often. No, yeah, 14 shots in the first half to Aston Villa 0. I was right. And
I think the bigger challenge might be keeping Thomas Partey fit, because Arsenal are completely different when he plays as opposed to when he doesn't. Because I believe he was missing for most of that horrendous run at the start, if I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong. He was pretty crap against Crystal Palace, but look, he just gives you that bit of structure that you need. Yeah, he's a really, really good footballer. I still think he needs Granit Xhaka beside him to have his best performance. It's weird. I don't know what it is about the two of them, but they just balance themselves really well. I think with Xhaka, it allows Partey to push up a bit more, which is what he prefers doing. When he's playing beside Lokonga, he has to be the experienced guy dropping into that number 6. And then Lokonga is doing the pushing up. But this system allowed both of them to stay close together. We often have Lokonga going out to the left wing to provide support for Kieran Tierney, who's bombing on. And that was another feature of this game. Tavares played this game. Tierney's form has been a bit off lately. And he was really, he's big and really, really quick. He's bodying guys out of the way. Yeah, look, we're going to have tougher games. Aston Villa have been, I don't know, they've been pretty random this season. You don't know what you're going to get from them.
They just feel like a team where the new signings haven't settled in. Ings is good when he gets chances, but they're not creating that much for him. Yeah. Bailey is what we expected. He's inconsistent. Buendia is just not clicked at all.
Yeah, he's been a major disappointment. And he was brought in to replace Jack Grealish.
Yeah, Buendia is the one they need most of all to hit.
Yeah, they haven't figured that out. He hasn't actually played a lot of games. He was brought in for this game to try and, I don't know, give them a spark. But Villa have lost their last 3 games now. And considering how much they spent, okay, I know they sold Jack Grealish for 100 mil, but yeah, they needed to pick it up pretty quickly, or this season's going to become quite irrelevant for them. But I'm happy for this week at least. Let's see what next week brings. We play Leicester next.
Oh, considering I don't think United are going to be sacking Solskjaer this week, I think you'll be pretty happy next week too.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. big Tottenham versus United game next weekend, so that'll be fun to watch. Oh my god,
battle of two shit clubs.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Hey, one club that isn't so shit would be the team that's at the top of the table, right?
There we go. Yeah, Chelsea. I don't know if Chelsea were really good in this game. I watched this game. I mean, Rudiger played like a man possessed. He just wanted to score. Yeah, he was desperate to score. He looked really upset that he didn't get to take the penalty at the end.
Yeah,
he went all the way back to the halfway line. He's like, and to make matters worse, Mason Mount misses the penalty, but he gets to take it again.
And almost missed the second attempt as well.
Norwich are really bad. Like I said, I think they might go close to breaking Derby County's record of 11 points in the 07-08 season, where a quarter of the way through the season they have 2 points. So
yeah, I was doubting you when you said that, because I figured they might not be I figured it was, it's a bit of hyperbole, they'll figure themselves. No, they haven't figured anything out. My god, what are they doing the exact same thing they did last time they got promoted, but worse.
It's just, you watch them, and there's, for a team obviously that's not the same quality as someone like Chelsea, they don't even have the work rate. You think you'd work harder, maybe you'd be more defensive, maybe play with 10 guys behind the ball and maybe park the bus or just change up a bit, but they just afforded, especially our fullbacks. I mean, I love to say Chelsea were amazing, but we didn't have to be amazing. We just had to get the job done. Reece James just absolutely bullied the right side. He's really morphed into one of the best fullbacks in the league. He had a beautiful goal too, a nice chip over the keeper.
Yeah.
Honestly, you look at Chelsea.
I'm enjoying how Chelsea's wing backs essentially play as forwards.
Ben Chilwell scored, right? Yeah. He scored in 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
what is that? Like, how? Yeah.
For a guy who
that's because he's always on the edge of the box, because that's how Chelsea's wing backs play.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either him or Marcus Alonso, right?
Yeah.
But you look at Chelsea. I think Hudson-Odoi had a couple goals, or maybe one goal. Mason Mount had a hat trick. Reece James scored. You look at our academy. Our academy graduates are out there scoring goals. We lost Werner and Lukaku, and you're kind of thinking about where the goals going to come from. Are they come from Havertz? Havertz didn't even get a goal on the score sheet.
Didn't even get an assist. Yeah,
he didn't even get an assist either. But yeah, it wasn't a game where Chelsea had to play particularly well. They kind of just had to show up, and they did, and we got 7 goals for it. And then, honestly, Norwich, I don't see where they're going to get their. It's hard to see where they're going to get their win from. They kind of just look.
Can Norwich justify hanging on to Daniel Farke?
Have you looked at their team? Like, what are you? They have a pretty young team. The quality is not. I said I think this is there are 19 teams that are really good. I know we crap on Newcastle, but they actually are they're a proper football team. Norwich don't belong.
I thought you were about to take another shot at Man United there. I'm impressed you didn't.
Like,
missed opportunity, honestly.
They are at this level, okay? Newcastle, they might go down, which would be hilarious considering they're the richest club in the world. But Norwich are not at this level. I look at their players. I don't even think maybe Timo Pukki is the only player that's Premier League level. Like, even Krul has seen his best days. Like,
yeah, he's well past his best now.
I think they're set up to go back down, to be honest. I think that's their strategy. Go back down. Don't overspend. They didn't really spend too much, even though they bought a lot of players. They didn't spend too much. Go back down, and maybe they're just happy to be that yo-yo club, because that seems to be their philosophy. Just, maybe they.
Norwich fans get one good season, one terrible one. So averages out.
Wait, you know what? Maybe they're in it for the one season of Premier League money. What does a team get for being in the Premier League for a season?
80 million or something.
80 million, something. Yeah, I mean that's pretty solid for a club. So yeah, maybe that is their strategy, but it doesn't make for good watching. That's for sure. I feel bad for the Norwich fans that made the trip to Stamford Bridge to see that.
Yeah, I mean, well, moving on, there is one team that did build on their promotion to the Premier League, and that's Brighton. Except they got destroyed by Man City this week, 4-1.
Yeah, I mean, Man City were really good in that first half, although Brighton were pretty poor, I felt. The first goal they conceded, I don't know what Sanchez is doing. Like, Gabriel Jesus he's not a big guy, and he just I don't know.
It's the slightest bump in the air when they're both going for the ball.
Yeah.
It's just like, if that had been ruled out for a foul on Sanchez, it would have been one of the softest fouls of the season.
Bernardo Silva, quick thinking to get that ball to Gundogan.
Oh, he and Phil Foden just sublime.
Yeah, Phil Foden. He's just become a really good footballer. Like, he's developed really, really well. So it's funny because initially City fans were really concerned about Pep's treatment of him, and he seems to have gotten it spot on in terms of holding him back till he was ready, and now he's playing that false nine role pretty well. I think he must be their top goal scorer. I can't imagine who else would be. So
they've been spreading the goals around pretty well across the squad. Like, Bernardo has a few, Gabriel Jesus has a few. He's done so well since he moved out to the right hand side.
Yeah, but I just feel like Phil Foden's scoring nearly every week. Yeah, maybe I'm overstating that, but in my mind that's how it seems.
I'm sure he's up there in terms of City's goal scorers at this point in the season. But yeah, they look. They look like a proper team.
They look like title contenders. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Fucking great. I'm having a lovely day. I love watching football.
They're just getting they're purring just in time for the Manchester derby in a couple of weeks or so. And with Tony, what is that? You're calling that the day that Ole gets sacked after that match?
Yeah, Gary Nevilles put it. I watched a lot of Sky Sports after, as you can imagine. It was quality. Jamie Carragher was just pushing all the right buttons. Gary,
wait, hold on. Did you see? I forgot to mention this when we were watching the Talk About United. Did you see when they panned the camera?
We're moving on. There are other games this week. There are other games to talk about.
He was
absolutely shaking his head.
He was pink.
And then they go to Kenny Dalglish.
he was
widest grin.
He was loving it. Yeah.
Oh, that was so funny.
They really.
Ole Solskjaer, you made my grandpa sad, and you have to live with that.
Their production seems really good, Sky.
Yeah,
it's really good. But Neville said that Man United could lose to Man City 1-0 in 2 weeks, and it would be worse than this. And he's absolutely right. I could just see Man City taking the lead in the 3rd minute, and then Man United not having a shot for the rest of the game. Like, they just, yeah. Do any of us believe United can get a result in that game?
Yes, because City will throw the game to keep Solskjaer in the job.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Take one for the team.
No, but
not this season. I don't think so. Not this season. Yeah, but City look good. Probably gonna be 1st or 2nd come the end of the season, I think. Even though Chelsea remain rampant, I just think Liverpool and City have been I
think I agree. It looks like Liverpool and City to me, even given how good Chelsea's been playing. Yeah. Getting the results and being top of the table. You watched a City team in that first half. They were deadly on the counter, just suffocate teams. And then you see someone like Liverpool who has, when you have Mo Salah on your team,
best player in the world.
best player in the world. Yeah.
Hard to
Honestly.
argue with that.
I mean, he had what against Atletico Madrid, right? He had a couple goals in the Champions League, I believe, or maybe just the one, but he had a nice one where he just kept cutting to his left. Yeah, he can't stop the guy right now in this form.
Yeah.
But
That's what I want to see. Another City Liverpool title race.
one in front of fans this time.
Oh, fucking hell.
Let's move on. What other game was there?
Look, hey, United weren't the only team to have disastrous defending this weekend. Everton completely collapsed against Watford,
that was
finishing 2-5 in Watford's favour.
Yeah. I don't know what happened after Richarlison scored it. Yeah, who scored the first goal for? Was it Tom? It was Tom Davis, right?
It was Tom Davis.
Yeah.
I think Demarai Gray might have been the one to slide it across, but yeah, Watford played pretty well throughout the game, I felt, but
Josh King got his revenge for getting no playing time when he was with Everton.
Yeah, the last 15 minutes of that game, Everton just lost their heads. Like every goal, you could just see Pickford diving the wrong way. It was hilarious. You see defenders sliding in last minute.
They were just jumping around. Yeah,
Josh
it was like
King
watching
had
United.
so much time for each one of his finishes.
Yeah,
that he could, like, as a goalie at that point, you're just like, I'm going to guess and pick away. Like, it may as well have been 3 penalties. He had that much time to pick his spot.
Yeah.
Bar the corner that Kuchka got to tie it. I think every Everton goal was just some brain fart from Everton giving the ball away, and then just absolutely reckless defending. Everyone getting sucked into one side, and then leaving Watford players wide open. I mean, it's just like watching United playing defense. It was no different.
There it is. Right. I can't go through one other fucking game without getting a shot taken at me this week.
It is a United Academy product in the center of their defense. So, yeah, Michael Keane.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about Academy product Josh King.
No, not that one. But
oh fuck.
Yeah. Anyway, good on Josh King. Got his first goals of the season.
My god! I just realised that the centre back pairing for Everton was a United Academy product and a guy they signed from Norwich. They never stood a chance.
Yeah, Ben Godfrey, supposed to be highly rated. I am yet to see it, but Watford. They lost 5-0 to Liverpool last week. I guess that happens. I guess everyone loses 5-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, no. 5-0 to Liverpool. They didn't even have a man sent off.
You just can't escape it, yeah.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah, that was just too perfect. Okay. What else?
Brentford 1, Leicester 2. Move on.
Yeah.
Look at Leicester go. Look at all the confidence United have given them. Patson Daka is doing good things, good football things.
Did you see his game in the Europa League? Where I think he comes off the bench and then he scores is it 4 goals he scores?
He scored 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
either that or hat trick, but yeah.
He's, I don't know, he should start more. He should start more games.
Tony, you and I talked him up at the start of the season.
Yeah, we did, and
he's repaying our faith.
He is.
Fortunately, he started doing it last week against United, but United will do that.
Yeah,
they're a giving team. It's a very charitable team.
Yeah, he got 4 goals.
Now we can't get through a game without me taking shots at United as well.
Yeah, I mean, I watched part of this game. Brentford were pretty good, I felt. The last goal was a counterattack. I think once they equalized, they really tried to. Oh, by the way, Yuri Tillemans' goal was sensational.
Top shelf shot, yeah.
I would love him.
He's coming into his own this season.
I love him at Arsenal, man.
He's been at Leicester though for 3 seasons now.
3 years now.
He was about 30 million, but it's a steal. Like, I don't know how Leicester had a free run at him, but he's going to a Champions League club soon. maybe even next season, someone's going to spend the money on him. Maybe even Man United if they finally decide to buy a midfielder. But
Please,
yeah.
please spend the money on him.
Yeah, but yeah, Maddison grabbing the late winner after some good link-up play between Jamie Vardy and Patson Daka. So, yeah. And what else? Oh, we had another brilliant game. West Ham V Spurs. That was fun. That was fun.
You say brilliant.
Look, every Spurs game that ends in defeat is brilliant for me. Okay. Yeah. For us, it was actually a pretty crap game. But I think the entire time, Antonio had the better of Tottenham's
Antonio
defense.
was
Hey, he's
bullying
really
people.
embracing the striking role, which is good to see.
Like,
He's just
watching Antonio play is everything I wish Adama Traore would be.
You
He
think
just
so?
like chucks people left and right, and then has end product.
Yeah. Nice little goal. Terrible
Hey.
defending from Harry Kane on the.
Oh, that's what I was gonna mention.
Yeah.
No effort.
Yeah.
No effort to even put his foot in there to maybe block the ball or something.
He's doing his part,
But
Harry Kane.
He's doing his part, yeah.
He's letting the whole world know that he does not want to be there. He wants that January transfer move to Newcastle. So, yeah. Good
Oh,
on
if
West-
Newcastle
West Ham,
buy him and then still get relegated, that would be
Yeah.
the funniest timeline.
Yeah.
Hey, West Ham sitting fourth. They've got a nicely balanced team. They've signed Zuma at center back. I think he's been having a pretty decent season. Declan Rice has been phenomenal in center mid, and you have guys like Suchek in there doing well. Antonio, like we mentioned. I think they have a nicely balanced team. Fabianski still is a stalwart in net. Fourth place. What do we think about West Ham? The Champions League run potentially for them?
I'm very impressed that they're doing this while still giving a shit about the Europa League.
So, would you take David Moyes?
How fucking dare you?
Yeah.
I was waiting. I was just like, I wonder where the shot. Of course, David Moyes. I forgot he was there. Fuck.
Hey, he's had a nice... you know what? Get all the crap he's gotten. He's had a nice little redemption here at West Ham. Again, he built them into a solid team.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to want to, play West Ham. It's not going to be an easy game.
Yeah.
And especially they didn't play
Look,
particularly well.
as
It
long as
wasn't
they
a
can
pretty
keep
good game.
subbing on Mark Noble to take penalties, it's fine.
Ooh,
Yeah.
forgot about that.
That happened. Yeah. Man, you
Can we
guys.
go back to that part of the season? I was having fun.
Another fun game was Southampton Burnley. That was a pretty fun game.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. It's nice to see
Liv-
Tino Livramento.
Yeah, he from the start of the season, I think the very first game he was highlighted as being a really top prospect. I didn't realize he was from Chelsea until a week afterwards. But yeah, he's a really good right back, and I think he's 18, 19 years old.
Yeah, 18 years old. And they signed him, I think, for about really cheap.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that Chelsea has a buyback clause on the guy, because I'm pretty sure he's going to be going to a bigger team sometime soon. And he almost had a earlier goal there before he scored his header. A nice little cut back to his left foot and just hits the inside of the post.
Yeah, it was a great save, in fairness, from the keeper.
Yeah.
But
He was everywhere, though. But Maxwell Cornet had a couple of nice goals as well this game for Burnley.
Look what happens, Sean Dyche. Look what happens when you buy non-British players. Some of them are good. You should buy more of them.
Yeah. Burnley, I mean, look, good on them for getting the point in the end, but they need to start winning games because, yeah.
Yeah, one of three teams still winless with Newcastle and Norwich, but out of those three, I'd pick Burnley to sort of right the ship, I guess you can say, and get that win. As I think Uzair was saying, Burnley just don't typically win a lot at the start of the season and then pick it up kind of towards later. There are signs here that they definitely will.
Well, They need to start picking up points fast.
They need to do it. They need to do it fast, definitely. And they're playing Chelsea next, so there's an opportunity right there for some points, right?
All right, let's move on.
All right, yeah. Another team that does need to pick up points is Newcastle. They drew 1-1 with Crystal Palace, and they were lucky because Benteke had a game winner disallowed.
Benteke should have scored about 5 goals in this game.
Benteke was around a lot in this game.
Yeah, they could not handle him, the Newcastle defense. I'm actually happy he's having this run of form because he looked lost under Roy Hodgson in the past 2 seasons. He always played, but the goals really dried up for him at one point. But
he was scoring like 2 or 3 a season, or something like that under Hodgson. And like considering the player he was when he was at Aston Villa in particular, like that was shocking.
Yeah, he had quite a few chances. He should have scored more. Hit the post like twice, I think. But in the air, he is a threat. But when he has the ball at his feet, he missed one with a keeper 101. He just completely missed the net. So he just does not have that confidence with the ball at his feet. But you put a ball in the box, and you just bet that he's going to get his head on the ball. Harry Wilson, what am I calling Harry Wilson? Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson.
Yeah.
Callum Wilson had a banger.
Yeah.
Bicycle kick.
That's a great goal.
Beautiful goal.
You feel if Newcastle are going to stay up, they're going to need Wilson to keep like putting this team on his back in terms of goals. Until, of course, they sign Kane in January.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking is a...
See, Crystal Palace, every time I watch them, they play really well.
Yeah.
But they have 1 win this season. A lot of draws.
I saw that in the standings. I thought they were a lot higher up, given that they had a good... Like, they always played well. But, 4 draws in a row, yeah.
Yeah, they have 6 draws this season. That's... Like, there's a lot to build on. Vieira's doing some good stuff in terms of the way they're playing, but they need to start turning those draws into wins. They should have beaten Arsenal earlier in the week. They should have won this game, and if
they should have probably beaten Leicester as well.
Yeah, they should have. Yeah, so Burnley, we're assuming are going to wake up. Southampton look like they're waking up. They need to start picking up points and fast. The Premier League's not forgiving for teams that drop points like this. So, but I'm optimistic. They're still missing Zaha, I think. He hasn't been playing lately. He's injured, I believe.
I believe he had an illness.
Oh, is he ill? Okay, because he wasn't there for the Arsenal game either.
Yeah, so. I know that's why he missed the Arsenal game. Don't know about this weekend.
He definitely came on in the second half.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, I'm enjoying.
No, he didn't start. Yeah,
I am enjoying Edouard though. He's been good, but
he's been an excellent signing.
Yeah,
him and Olise.
Olise has been good as well. Really
good. In terms of teams that need to start picking up wins, there's also Leeds United. They drew 1-1 with Wolves, and in my opinion, they were very lucky to get that draw.
Yeah, I felt that was a soft penalty at the end. Hwang Yi-chan, he's really come to life lately, scoring a lot of goals and linking up well with Jimenez. I know that wasn't really an assist, but yeah, just the presence of that front two. It's good to see Jimenez actually have some support in that team.
I've got to get that guy in my fantasy team.
No, let him keep scoring. Why do you want to kill us?
No, because I brought in Danny Ings this week to put the name. But yeah, Wang Yi-chan is.
You really don't rate Arsenal, huh? Just freaking Danny Ings. Okay.
Nope.
Anyway, yeah. I felt it was a soft penalty, but it's one of those. The attacker slows down. The fullback's behind him. Makes contact, goes down. 94th minute. But it's a point. It's a point, and it could be a big point considering how tight it is at the bottom. So
once Leeds gets Bamford back in, Phillips is out, right?
Yes. Is Bamford?
Yeah,
Bamford, is he out?
Bamford's out. Yeah.
Okay.
Once they get these their core guys back, you'd expect them to start getting some points, maybe some wins. So it's hard to really rip into them too much. But when you don't have depth, right? Especially in the Premier League.
I'll rip on anyone that spends 30 million on Dan James.
Oh, did he play?
Yep.
Did you say 30 million?
Yep.
Jesus.
It's like 25 to 30 million, or it's like 25 rising to 30, something like that.
That's an Alex Iwobi sale right there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Can't believe we made out like that after having
United
2 seasons of Dan James in the Premier League.
Yeah. Were they not watching? Anyway.
Well, listen, all he's got to... Man United might not thank me, but get the contract out, put it on the table, let him sign it, let him write whatever numbers he wants to put on there, given what he's done now since he's come in, and let him sign the contract and go. Ollie's at the wheel, man. He's doing it. He's doing his thing. Man United are back.
That should have been the closing. I should have let you do it tonight.
Boys, look, United might be in the doldrums right now, but like every good United fan, and like Ole Solskjaer's lovely 90s tribute act, I wanted to take a look back at some of our own individual greatest Premier League 11s of all time, and this would be an 11 where, you know, we include players from every team across the history of the Premier League. Just an excuse so I don't have to think about the present state of my football club.
I mean, I'm pretty happy with things as they are right now, but let's go on.
I mean, like, I guess it only makes sense to build from the back. Take note, Ollie. You know. Tony.
Yeah.
Before you can get another dig in, I'll start with you. Who do you have as the goalkeeper in this Dream 11 of yours?
So staying on the Man United theme, I have one Peter Schmeichel as my
what a good
1.
lad.
Yeah.
What a good lad.
I don't know, I remember looking at him. He was just a presence in goal. He made some great saves. I also remember him from his Denmark days in I think it was the '98 World Cup, where Denmark had a pretty good run. But he was a rock that Alex Ferguson built a lot of his successful teams around, and United found it really, really difficult to replace him. They went through a few years of some wonderful goalkeepers, should I say?
Oh.
Yeah.
The joys of Roy Carroll and Fabien Barthez.
Fabien Barthez was a gift.
Massimo Taibi.
Oh, that happened. Yeah.
That did happen. That happened for about 2 whole games.
Yeah, but no, Schmeichel was really reliable. He was a great shot stopper. He had this starfish save that he used to make, where he just fly right at the striker without. I know it was pretty unorthodox, but somehow it just scared the striker.
It's a large man, yelling at you, charging you down. Yeah. Like, I don't blame the strikers for being afraid.
Yeah, flying in the air. But he had a great rivalry with Ian Wright as well. But yeah, Schmeichel's my number 1. I think he's the best goalkeeper of all time. Would struggle these days, considering what goalkeepers are asked to do. But
we're not the greatest with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, but we're not judging goalkeepers. We're judging them on their era, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Who do you have, Tommy?
I know who
you know, right? You already know.
I know Tommy.
Let me wonder if we could even hazard a guess. Is it perhaps the rock at the back of Mourinho's first era of that team that reached the Champions League final? Is it
good old Petr Cech, the legend? You know, I was gonna say Schmeichel. And I get why.
No, you weren't. No.
Hey,
don't give us
on,
this
hold
crap.
Hold on. I get why most people are going to pick Petr Schmeichel, Peter, whatever.
No, you get his name right. It's Peter Schmeichel.
It's Peter Schmeichel and Petr Cech. What's going on?
Wait, why am I saying? Oh yeah, I got Petr Cech on my mind.
Jesus Christ, Tommy.
I understand why you'll pick him, and I'm pretty sure Uzair is going to have him as number 1 too.
You don't know that?
For me, it's Czech because
you're a Chelsea fan.
I've seen maybe because I've seen him play more, and I've seen how good he was. Record for most clean sheets in the Premier League. Just like even after he got that really bad head injury, but before that, he was like rock solid. We had what was that one season we won? I think we conceded 15 goals the entire season. 15
or 13, something ridiculous.
It's just unheard of to even think about like a record like that. Of course, our defense and our whole team was super solid. But for me, it's Czech. Again, honestly, it's probably because I'm a Chelsea fan. But either keeper you choose, I think it's a good shout.
Czech is a very good shout.
Yeah, but
I think he has the record for most clean sheets, if I'm not mistaken.
He does, yeah. Before his injury, which was a really major injury, a head injury, he was the best keeper in the world, without a doubt. He felt unbeatable at times. So he definitely is it's a good pick. Like, yeah, he deserves to be a pick. If it's not Schmeichel.
Like I can't fault anyone for picking Czech, honestly.
I saw Czech a lot. Also at Arsenal, we
try to just avoid that. Mentioning that time.
I have a lot of feelings. That means he cannot be on my list. So yeah, he was not the same after that injury.
Only talking about his time at Chelsea. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, unsurprisingly, I've also gone for Peter Schmeichel.
Yeah.
He's Peter Schmeichel, and one underrated thing that he was very good at was
scoring goals.
Starting counter. He did score a few goals.
Yeah.
He was actually a shockingly good goal scoring record for a keeper.
Yeah.
And he was also very good at starting counterattacks because he had this massive throw.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, just always would set wingers on their way. Yeah. And other than that, it's everything Tony has said. Just a huge presence in the net, and if you want to build a team from the back, you start with a goalie like that.
And he's left a good legacy as well with his son.
Yeah.
Son's doing pretty well at Leicester. He's a legend in his own right as well. So something in the Schmeichel blood.
Yeah, they're both Premier League winners.
Yeah. All right.
We want to move on to, I guess we'll do, because we've allowed it to be whatever formation we want in our teams. Does everyone have fullbacks? I assume you do.
I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
4 at the back. Yeah.
All right, Tony. Let's start with your fullbacks. Right back, left back.
I have Ashley Cole at left back, and as much as Ashley Cole, he pretty much took a shit on Arsenal when he left. Honestly, the way he left the club was really poor and in bad taste. I know the media were also not the media when it comes to a young, well, let's call it as it is, a young black Premier League footballer who's leaving for financial reasons, as well as football reasons. He got tagged a lot as being this, what was it, Ashley Cole was the tag? Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
But I watched Ashley Cole, Robert Pires, and Thierry Henry down that left-hand side, and it was sensational. Like, he was an amazing attacking fullback in a way that fullbacks didn't used to attack back then. He scored a lot of goals. I think he had like 9 goals for Arsenal, which back then was a rarity. And he had a lot of assists. And he improved defensively a lot. He was improving defensively at Arsenal, and then he went on to Chelsea. And, I mean, when you look at his trophy record, starting at Arsenal and finishing at Chelsea, yeah, I mean, it speaks for itself. I would be shocked, actually, if he isn't the pick for everyone here, but who knows. And for right back, I've gone a bit left field on this because I think this is a player who is quite underappreciated, but I've gone for Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker.
Kyle Walker.
That's a good shout.
Yeah.
That's a good shout. Honestly, I was looking up and down the list of right backs, and I think it was the honestly it was the weakest spot of any in the squad in terms of picking players.
Yeah, I just think, what is it about Kyle? What can Kyle Walker not do as a fullback? He's a great attacking fullback. He's a great defensive fullback, and he has locked down his spot in a Man City team that have brought in so many fullbacks, and yet he is one of the first picks on the team sheet. Right? He's played a lot of games for his country. He's one of the first names on the team sheet for them. Fullback's not a very exciting position, so sometimes we forget or we don't pay a lot of attention to the legacy that some of these players are leaving. But I don't think there's been a better right back than Kyle Walker. And I think when he retires, I think if he was at United or at Arsenal or at Chelsea, I think people would pay more attention to how good he is. Man City, they don't really have people they're not a lot of Man City fans, let's be honest. So they don't get to praise their players a lot, especially the unsung heroes. But I look at Kyle Walker and I think he has everything in a right back. So
I think you're right in that he's going to be looked at a lot more fondly when he retires, when people look back and look over his entire career. I think you're spot on about that.
Yeah.
Tommy, who do you have at fullback?
Well, I will not disagree with Tony with Ashley Cole. I think it's kind of a no-brainer to have Ashley Cole as one of your fullbacks for Premier League all time. Yeah. He was honestly in his prime one of the best fullbacks in the world.
Yep.
If not the best. And he went from going from Arsenal to Chelsea is definitely not a popular move, especially during that time.
I don't know. It seemed like a pretty popular move down the line. Since Fabregas did it.
Well, he took a bit of a different route, right?
They all ended up at Chelsea eventually.
I wish I wish I could say that didn't hurt, but it did. It really did.
Good.
It really did.
Good.
Yeah.
There you go. Even in an episode that's about shitting on me, I get my licks in.
I have tears in my eyes. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I apologize for that.
I don't.
But hey, he helped us win a Champions League. I forget how many titles we won with Ashley Cole on the team, but he was phenomenal. Everything you said was definitely, I agree with. So yeah, Ashley Cole in my squad, no brainer. I think he was one of the easiest picks for me, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other side, I have good old Gary Neville.
What?
Yep.
I love it. This is why we looked in the past.
I think Gary Nevilles would be the most surprised man that he's picked in an all-time Premier League 11. Hell no. Hell no. He was a good player, though. He was a good player.
I wanted to keep it to players that are retired. I didn't want to choose.
That was not in the brief.
I know, but I personally did not want
that.
to choose. I did not want to choose anyone still playing.
You didn't have to choose anyone that's still playing. There have been so many right backs better than Gary Neville. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm taking Gary Neville.
Oh.
I watched him at United a lot growing up, and defensively, and maybe not the best attacking, but I have Ashley Cole attacking on the other side. I'm happy to have Gary Neville just be a defensive stalwart. And I think, honestly, Tony can shit on him as much as he wants, but I think Tony's
still upset about the Fabregas comment. Don't you listen to him, Tommy.
Yeah, he was a really solid fullback.
He was a solid fullback. We're talking about the greatest right back of all time. Yeah.
In the Premier League, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why I'm picking Gary Neville.
Has Chelsea not had a better right back than Gary Neville?
No. Their right backs are pretty
Even so,
like
are
not great.
are you
during
picking
the
Gary
Mourinho
Neville
era.
over Ivanovic?
Yes.
I would.
Really?
Listen, I would have just chosen the entire Chelsea back line here. I just thought that would have been a cop out.
Yeah.
So I'm going Gary Neville here. I know Ivanovic scored more goals. He's more of attacking. Ivanovic was way more attacking of a fullback.
Well,
But
Tommy, I've almost scored more goals than Gary Neville. If you're picking Gary Neville, you're not picking him for goals.
that's what I mean. I'm not picking him 4 goals. But he's a leader. He's got these qualities, kind of, besides just his playing. He's got, on my defense, I want guys who are, mentally, not mentally, but like just like leaders on the pitch. And Gary Neville is one of them. So I'm sticking with it.
Gary Neville wasn't leading nobody. He was a follower. But yeah, anyway, yeah.
All right, my left back, unsurprisingly, is also Ashley Cole.
Yeah.
I don't think I can expound on anything else that was said. And yeah, probably the easiest pick of the bunch. Tony, you're gonna love this. My right back is also Gary Neville.
I'm not.
Hey, there we go.
I'm not shocked that you.
Mr. Consistency for so many years.
I mean, okay.
And honestly, the fact that Tony's upset about this makes it even better. I will say that I think Tony made a very good point for Kyle Walker, and by the time Walker's career is done, I think he's going to supplant Neville, and there's going to be every opportunity for Trent Alexander-Arnold to make that step as well, as long as he improves a little bit defensively.
Zabaleta gets no love. Wow. Okay.
Zabaleta gets no love.
Oh, okay.
Tony, we'll give you a chance to spread a bit more love, a bit more joy around. Who are your centre backs?
Oh, I can't wait to see who Tony picks a centre back.
Okay. So, I've picked, you'd be surprised to hear, Mr. Arsenal, Tony Adams, at left centre back, and at right centre back, I have picked who I think is the best defender of all time in the Premier League currently, Rio Ferdinand, one of the first of his kind. The Tony Adams pick was really tough, actually, because first of all, there've been a lot of good centre backs in the Premier League, but he captained Arsenal to titles in 3 different decades, the only player to have done so. And my other pick might have been Virgil van Dijk, but I feel like he hasn't played enough to get that honor. So yeah, Tony Adams, Rio Ferdinand, a lot of trophies between those 2 players, and they have everything, especially Ferdinand there to bring the ball out from the back if you want to play that way. He was really one of the first of his kind to one of the first of his kind in a British sense to be a very aggressive ball playing center back, bringing the ball out, running out, and playing the ball into the channels. So yeah, I think there's
just so many options at center back that I think there's a whole bunch of guys there that you can make a very good argument for. Tommy, who do you have?
Yes, half similar to Tony. I also have Rio Ferdinand in there. I agree with everything you said. He for one of the best there is. He is definitely it. Ball playing, tall, strong, just a huge presence in the back line. Yeah. And you kind of just have to have him. But I did not pick Tony Adams. I decided to pick John Terry as my other center back, to probably no shock to anyone.
Absolutely no shock.
Off field, whatever you can say about John Terry. On the field, leader, never gives up. I think he has the most goals for any defender in the Premier League. I think I don't know for sure. He's definitely up there. So he huge. He wasn't a super tall guy. Huge presence in the air. He was always up there on corner kicks, and he won so much. Like just a winner in general. And having him and Terry and Ferdinand at the back. That's rock solid, I think. But I was thinking I wanted Vincent Kompany, but I just, he was injured a lot. He didn't play as much, but I was almost going to pick Vincent Kompany as my other defender over John Terry. But I decided to go with Terry. I mean, Van Dijk, I agree with you, Tony. Van Dijk, he is phenomenal.
I think Van Dijk's in that conversation. He's on his way, if nothing else.
I think,
Yeah.
Like, give him another couple of years.
League,
yeah.
A bit longer, then he'd be there too. But you're right, there's a lot to choose from for center backs here, and I'm curious to see who you chose.
So, I mean, unsurprisingly, I've also gone with Rio Ferdinand as one of my two. Growing up, he was, and to this day, he's still my favourite centre back to watch on the ball. Like, in a time where not many others in the Premier League were doing that, just watching him like step up into midfield and like play those passes through. He was so good. He also had a ridiculous run where he was just so good at anticipating where the ball would be that he wouldn't have to make tackles that often.
Yeah.
Like, he could. He was, for a big man, he was fast. Like, his recovery speed was excellent, but he was just so good at anticipating where the play was going to go that he was always in great positions. And I mean, Tommy, you spoiled my second pick because I've gone with Vincent Kompany next to him.
Oh, yeah.
He
Nice.
is the bedrock on which the first title-winning City teams were built. He's been, and like Tony said, we're at the point now where it's been 10 years of City being at or around the top of Premier League football, and you gotta show them a bit of respect, put a bit of respect on their players at this point. And for me, Kompany, when you take him out of those great City teams, that was the player that they really missed more than almost anyone else that they had. You could see the difference he made to them in terms of his leadership, in terms of his positioning, in terms of his aerial ability. Like, he was one of the best players of his generation of Premier League players, and which is why, like, it was a tough decision. Like, John Terry is a good shout, Tony Adams is a good shout. My heart did want to go Nemanja Vidic.
Nope.
But Rio and
for a
Vidic.
second
You
you were
always
thinking
ought
that.
to.
Yeah.
You got
Listen, Kompany.
The beauty and the beast.
I really thought about Kompany as a pick. I felt like Kompany's greatest value was actually more presence than his defense. Like, he was a good defender, but he also made a lot of like erratic decisions. I don't know. Like, look, Vincent Kompany was the foundation of Man City's success as a club. When you really look at it,
I think he was one of the few players who I think was there before the takeover. It was him and maybe Zabaleta.
No, he wasn't there before the takeover.
He wasn't?
No,
When did he join City?
He and Zabaleta were signed during that period, like very early on. But I think let's see, he signed for Man City in
2008.
Yeah, so right around the time.
I think that's before the takeover. Takeover was 2009, wasn't it?
No, it was in 2008 that they signed Robinho, wasn't it? Or am I?
No,
It was
no.
that season that they signed Robinho anyway, 08, 09. So, let me see. Hold on. You think?
Oh no, you're right. They bought the club in August 2008, so Kompany would have been.
Yeah, so he was one of their first signings. Like, he and I think Boateng as well. They were signed around the same time. Like, yeah, he was signed by the Abu Dhabi group. I'm pretty sure about that. Anyway, yeah, he just kept getting better and better, and what a way to end his City career, really, by scoring that goal.
Oh, that goal,
Yeah.
Against Leicester.
I mean, anyone who's a 4-time Premier League winner definitely deserves a shout in kind of an all-time list.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Wes Brown has a chance.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah,
get him in
I
at
was,
right back. If he can
I
start
was-
a Champions League final at right back, why not?
He was keeping out Gary Neville. Just saying.
Gary Neville was injured at that point.
Was he though?
Yeah. Yes, his knees were done.
His knees were done a long time ago. But anyway. All right.
And any special shout outs to anyone that you wanted to you really wanted to get in that list but you couldn't fit him in?
I think this is more for you. So who's your special shout out?
Nemanja Vidic.
And Tommy,
Love
who's
Vida.
who's your shout out?
Oh, I mean, I was gonna say company because I didn't get him in, right?
Yeah.
No worry, I got you, Tommy. I got you.
Yeah.
Just
I
like
don't know-
when we
I don't-
play
I don't
together,
know
I'm
if-
always covering your back.
I don't know if Tony had anyone that's maybe controversial that he was thinking about putting in there or not.
No, I mean for right back, I was probably thinking Zabaleta, to be honest. But
Really? Okay.
yeah. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with my pick. I think it's the
I
I
think-
think it's the right pick. But you know,
Of course you do.
yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course you do. Well, I guess that rounds out our goalie and defense. And next week, I think we're going to be finishing off our teams with our midfield and forwards. So another 6 players to come from each of us. And
That
I
should,
believe that also... yeah, go on, Tony.
that's going to be upsetting. I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh,
that
yes.
one's gonna be a
That's.
bit more difficult.
I think that's where people are. If Gary Neville has upset this many people, then
I think
by
just
this many
Tony.
people,
I
I
think
mean
just
Tony.
Tony's been
It's-
upset by Gary Neville.
I can't wait to upset him even more when I leave out Thierry Henry.
Yeah, I'm putting Dwight York. Sure. That's yeah.
It's a shock I didn't pick Brad Friedel, honestly.
Hey, at least he gets a special mention. That
Yeah.
you-
So, Brad Friedel's made it in 2 episodes in a row. Look at him go.
Oh, Giroud's gonna be on your
I-
list, isn't he?
There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
strong chance. There's a
did
very
get
strong
Giroud
chance.
mention in.
Obviously.
Yeah. All right.
Well, boys, I think that wraps up everything we wanted to talk about today. Any last minute pot shots you want to take at me?
I hope Ole stays at United forever.
Yeah, thank you, Tommy.
Yeah, I'm just glad Liverpool kind of eased off the gas there, and it wasn't a record-setting loss for United, and maybe Ole stays a bit longer. I'm all Ole in. I'm on that bus.
Oh,
All right,
How was Jadon Sancho against Liverpool?
Oh, we did not talk
Looked
about Sancho.
lovely on the bench. God's sake.
Yeah, where he
All right.
belongs.
As usual, follow us. Follow us wherever you get your podcasts, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We're everywhere. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 442. I'm not going to bother thanking either of you this week because I hate both of you a little bit right now.
Pleasure as always,
will,
is it?
however,
Yeah,
no,
cheers.
I will
Cheers, guys.
Fuck off. I will, however, thank those that are listening. I will see you next week. Always at the wheel. Bye bye.
Long may it continue.